add Irv Gotti to the list of folks who are targets for lawsuits. So a lawsuit was filed against Irv Gotti in Miami, Florida, sexual assault. Someone's claiming that he sexually assaulted her. It's a woman who did not disclose who she is. It's listed as a Jane Doe. So people really kind of came out after this one, right? Which I thought was interesting. And the reason is, generally when we see these stories come out, people are, I think, as a default, kind of aligned with the person, with the plaintiff. In this case, some of this, people are kind of seems like they were leaning towards Irv's side when you read through it. I'll give you an example, some of the things that were in the suit. One entry in there was the plaintiff suggests that he took her to the Caribbean and then essentially told her that if you didn't sleep with me or give up the goods, he was going to send her back. So she's claiming that she to sleep with him in order to stay on the vacation. Okay. So people were kind of going after her, even though we don't know who this person is, on like, what did you think when when a man flew you down to the Caribbean with him? Like, that was kind of almost baked in, if you will. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of plays out. Right. To Irv's credit, I should say to his credit, but he really came back out swinging and said he's going to sue her back. He's going to fight this. It feels like, and this is just based off of what the lawsuit says, it seems like they were in a relationship for 2 years, I might have you. And this is not something that happened many years ago, like some of these things we see. This was like, they started in 20, it ended in 2022. So
that was his boo, allegedly.
Right. So that's another thing that people were jumping on us about. They were together for about 2 years. They made she made another accusation where he made her give him face in an Uber.
Okay.
In an elevator, right? Many of the things that
couples
do, right?
Okay, yeah.
Couples do. But I guess according to her, she didn't want to, and somehow he coerced her into doing that. So let me ask you, do you think this is a kind of the first step of another story around the sexual assault cases? Is Irv Gotti the next Harvey? Is Irv Gotti the next Diddy? Does this story, hearing about it, make you feel like, here we go again? Or is this more of feeling like, is this a money grab?
This seems like an isolated case to me. Like Harvey and Diddy, I feel like there are numerous women, coming out.
But it usually starts with one.
It usually starts with one.
Right.
It usually starts with one. But my gut feeling is telling me, especially when you talked about it was 2 years, my gut feeling on this one, I'm just feeling it was just like a relationship gone bad.
Jay, I got to tell you, man, again, these are her words. It's her, it's the suit that was filed. It does feel like that.
Right.
Because, listen, for lack of a better example, look at Cassie, right? There was, you could see there was abuse where she pointed that out. This took place. This didn't have any of that. She makes it seem like she was forced to do this, but it doesn't give enough there to suggest how are you forced to do this, other than, hey, if you don't do this, I'm gonna send you back to the States. You're not gonna be able to finish this vacation.
Yeah, right. And I just feel like I get closer to a story and I can feel more vibes when I need to know, who are you?
Right.
What's your name?
Yep.
Why are you keeping your name quiet right now? Let me know your name. Let me see your face. You want to get out there in the public and stuff like that? I mean, Cassie did it, right? A lot of these other people coming out, I know initially they may be afraid to come out in the beginning, but in order to be successful at winning any of these lawsuits, you got to make yourself be known, right? Like, I mean, listen, I don't even understand how they make the rulings when it comes to a lot of these cases, because a lot of times it's always he say, she say, right? And like, how do you prove these things? There's so many times when you have these relationships that go bad, that women will then say, oh, well, and again, I don't know. Maybe she's telling the truth. We have no doubt. We're just speculating. Right. But I know sometimes when things go bad, some women will cry rape, right? They'll cry sexual assault. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. And I guess that's why they have to go through the whole legal case. And I hope the attorneys go and they do their complete investigation on it. But just something about this particular case just feels really wrong. Like, especially the 2 years right off the bat. Usually when it's assault, it's like, let's say if Irv went away to an island or something, then, the girl said, okay, she met him in a club that night or something like that. And, maybe they were drinking a little bit and she went back to his resort room, his hotel room or whatever like that. And maybe she had a little bit too much to drink and he maybe pushed up on her and maybe she didn't really want it. And maybe something like that happened. So if it's like a short encounter where they just met each other that night or the day before or whatever, maybe you could kind of see that happening. Right. But when she's talking about she's been with this man for 2 years and she willingly went away on vacation with him and then that just happened?
Let me ask you this. So not long ago, I guess in recent news, Irv, didn't he sell the catalog, the Murder Inc. catalog?
I believe he did, yeah.
Right. Do you think the fact that big old check came in may have been a little incentive for someone to come out and make a claim? And again, it's all alleged. I'm not saying that
no, because he
lying.
did had money. No.
No, it was documented that he was pockets inside out. Man, he had rabbit ears for a minute. So yeah, he was not sitting.
Yeah, but would she have known that?
Well, she was with him for, like you said, she was with him for 2 years.
Yeah, but she's not gonna know. Listen,
if you don't know that,
even if I'm broke with my girl, I ain't gonna let her know that.
Right, but okay, you might not know that, but I know that check's coming in. I don't know what you got in your bank account. I don't know what's in your bank account, but you saw your catalog, so I know that money's coming. I know how much is there. That was all. That was all in the news of how much you sold that catalog for. Yeah. So that much is there. I don't know what's in your bank account, but I know what's about to go in. Listen, we ain't been together for 2 years. That money came in after we broke up.
Well, I think she would have done it anyway. And I tell you one thing, man. I hope. Well, I don't hope. I hope that it's not true.
Right.
But then if I hope that it's not true, I hope it's not true. But then that means that she's a liar, right? And I don't want it to be true, but I don't want her to be a liar either. So honestly, I guess I do want her to be lying then, because I really will be really sad to find out that these men. Listen, I know it's happened before. It happened with Diddy and Harvey. Well, I guess Diddy is still not proven, right? Whatever. Well, I mean, it is proven. Well, in terms of him like beating the crap out of Cassie, it is. Right. So listen, do men assault women sometimes? Like, yeah, I'm sure it happens. With these cases, I just don't like them.
Right.
Because I just don't know who to believe.
Right.
And it could very well happen. It could very well not. But it's like, I just don't like when they lie on these men so much, because you never really hear it happening with men doing that against women. I don't know if I've ever heard that case. And maybe, is it because it just doesn't happen? Do women not do that to men? I don't know. I'm sure it happens to men too, but you don't hear us crying about it. I'm just saying, do you hear us crying about it? You know how many times I've been assaulted sexually by women? Yeah, I have.
Really?
Yeah, but I deal with it.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
I deal with it.
And so someone, so are you a hero because you accept sexual assault?
I'm not.
And are you somehow back kind of disparaging those that speak up about it?
Oh no,
that's what it sounded like. That's
what
it felt
like. Ever
that's what it
make
felt
you believe
like.
That I would disparage women who speak up on it. We all have a voice, and we should all use it.
I mean, but you're saying, "Hey, I did it." You're kind of like,
I've dealt with it,
like you haven't done anything about it.
But that's me,
right? But
that's me.
You don't think that?
And I've spoken up on it myself too. I just spoken right here to the whole world.
Have you pursued legal action against someone that assaulted you?
I have not.
You don't think that you should?
No, I didn't need to. You know how many illegal things go on against people that they don't file legal cases?
Right. So
you just let it go.
Okay, so you and I have been friends for a long time, and I want to stop this here before you say something that you shouldn't say, because I don't know if I'm involved in. I don't know if I was involved in anything.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh no.
In anything.
Oh, in the assault that happened against me. No, you were not there. You were not there.
Right.
You weren't in the room. People. Kay had nothing to do with this. He was not involved whatsoever.
Moreover, I don't want to be an accessory after the fact.
Oh, well,
so I don't want to hear
that. I done told you. Yes. It's happened to me. It's happened to me, and I dealt with it. But by all means, everyone who feels like they have been any wrongdoings against them, they should make sure that they speak about it and put it out there to the world. And if you need to file a lawsuit, by all means, make sure you do it. No one should ever be muzzled in any wrongdoing that has been done against them. Right?
I agree.
Even when they have those, what do they call them? What are them? The DNAs or whatever that women have to sign, whatever. I don't believe in those things at all.
Oh, NDA?
Yeah, NDAs, right. The NDAs, right. The NDAs, don't believe in those whatsoever, right? No. You speak your mind, you speak the truth, you speak what's happening to you, and you get it all out there. I just want justice to be served, my brother. That's all.
Right. Well, I think, like many of us, we're going to watch this closely and see how this plays out. I know Irv, at least through his lawyers, they're going to fight this.
Of course. And
fight this 100%. Listen, I think to your point, saying of course, I think that's a reaction, right?
It's a reaction.
And we see that a lot, and then sometimes the evidence comes out to support a claim, and then the lawyers are nowhere to be found.
Well,
so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this one, whether she has anything to substantiate this. But right now, it's looking a little tough to be able to prove what she said. Maybe she's. Listen, I don't want to. Yeah, I do want to speculate. Maybe she's looking for a check. Could be, and this thing kind of gets settled out of court, right? Maybe there are some things, because sometimes you don't even want there to be discussion around the inner workings or the inner happenings of a relationship, even if it's not the thing that you're suing for. They could be talking about other things, right? You don't want someone to be deposed under oath, start saying things, oh, we did this, we used that, this happened, this person was involved. And so that's why sometimes where people say, hey, if it didn't happen or if it's not true, why did you pay someone? Well, because things come out in discovery. Once you start talking, it could be things that don't necessarily have anything to do directly with the case, and you just don't want that information out there. So again, it'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out, if he really does fight it, or if he decides to just kind of cut that check, sign that NDA, and then it kind of moves off.
The only part I don't like about all of these legal cases that come up is I just wish, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, sometimes it does feel about money, and that's what I don't like about it. Like, I wish they would just speak up sooner, right? Just speak up sooner and just get the word out there right away, right? Because a lot of these sexual assault cases happen, and you see time and time again, whether it's sexual assault, rape, abuse in any way, it happens, and then you hear about these stories coming out years and years and years later. And I know that women and men, whoever, they can speak about it at any time that they want to. Just me on a personal level, I just wish that it would be a lot sooner instead of waiting, because I don't know what the wait is for. I understand in cases like with Bill Cosby, and it was done years ago, I know they didn't want to come out against big polarizing figures like Bill Cosby, like Diddy and stuff like that, because maybe they're saying that people won't believe them. And maybe that's part of the issue, whatever. But I still feel like you owe it, not only just from what you went through, but to a lot of the other women in this world. Like, get the world out there. I mean, you have the Gloria Allreds of the world out there who stands up and fights for a lot of these women that are abused and sexual assault and rape. Like, you have people, especially in this day and age, you have people that will fight for you immediately. So there's no need to wait. I don't know how long she came out against Irv Gotti. I don't know how long this has been at the hopper. She just
Yeah, she filed. This was
Immediately,
about
right.
Well, no.
Okay.
So their relationship ended in 2022.
Right.
And so she recently filed in 24. So it's
In
been
24.
So they dated from 20 to 22,
But
from 2020 to 2022.
But how long is she saying that it went on for?
Well, she's got multiple incidents that occurred over those 2 years that they were together.
So that's what the thing is. That I just wish, and this is just my personal opinion, I just wish they would say things like immediately. Like ASAP, because then sometimes it starts to feel about money to me, and I don't want to get that feeling. I want to get that feeling like you want justice served.
Right. Well, Jay, I'll say this, man. I think we've learned enough about the trauma associated with sexual assault and how people, or in particular women, how they reconcile that. Yeah. So they go through a menagerie of different feelings and emotions. Yeah. Sometimes they blame themselves, like all sorts of things, right? Yeah. And we don't know how long that process takes. And I would suspect that it varies per the individual. Yeah. Don't know, right? So so I don't have a comfort level with saying, well, this person should have came out sooner, or this person should have done this, or this person, like, I don't know. And I'm glad I don't know. I'm glad I don't know what sexual, being sexually assaulted feels like. But I don't want to sit here and say, well, they should have did this, they should have did that. If this genuinely happens, listen, if it didn't happen, this person's lying, then I wish there was a way that she can be prosecuted for it. But if it did happen,
right.
Then I think money it's to your point about why is it about money, or it shouldn't be about money. But I think money is a part of it, though, right? Yeah,
I don't see what the money fixes.
Well, there's a legal part of it, right? But how do you? Okay. But what other way do you compensate? How do you compensate someone for what you did to them? If it's not where you just, do a handwritten note saying, my bad, I'm sorry. Like there has to be a way where we put a value on that, and then to be able to say, okay, you cut this person a check. There's punitive damages, right? Like there's something there. If not money, then what?
Plenty of things you can do. You can open up a lot of these women. They can make people like Irv, if it's true, or Diddy, Harvey, all of these guys who were accused of these things or convicted, or with doing it, if it's true, like open up an abuse center for women in the victim's name. Do some things like that, and you can, in their name, like say,
But how's that helping? How's that helping the victim though? That victim.
What do you mean? How's that helping? It's not. Here's the thing. It's not only about the victim.
No, it is about the.
I said it's not only about It's also about other women who.
I think it is about the victim.
Well, I don't think it is. I said it's not only about them. It's about other women who suffered this abuse in the past and is also going to suffer in the future again. It's about more. It's bigger than just these particular women. It's about all women, and not being these bad things and crimes being done against them. Well, and there's plenty of things than just being put money in their hand.
Well, then I think if the courts or whomever, whatever other entity wants to enact that as some sort of punishment or retribution on a defendant, right? Fine, but
make them pay a fine.
But that should be autonomous for what you do for the victim. So there is no why does it be about money?
But that is for the victim.
Bruh, I think to me, it's the focus is specifically on the victim and what's in their hand. Now, if you want to create a center, a monument, or whatever else, it should not interfere or have anything to do with what that singular victim has gone through. This is not a class action suit. This one singular person filed a lawsuit.
Yeah, but I don't see how money is going to fix anything. The crime, allegedly, if the crime is true, it's done.
Well, let me ask you, and I'll go back to what I said before. In the world that we live in, what is there of value? Who knows? For your pain and suffering, we're going to plant a tree. Brother, it just doesn't roll off the tongue the same way, right? for your pain and suffering, here's a check. How much, how did this impact your life? Well, who's to say? I couldn't work a job, but my medical bills have gone up, my medically speaking, psychiatrically speaking, all of those things that have cost me, like that stuff needs to be there. And so I disagree with you. I absolutely disagree with you. I think the money's at the bare minimum of what it is.
Well, you'll hear a lot of these women and a lot of people talking about, they say it's not about the money to them.
That's
the words that come out of their mouth. I hear that all the time.
Absolutely.
So if it's not about the money, right, then why is it important for them to get money in their hand if it's not about the money? I think you'll hear Gloria say this all the time. It's always about bringing justice in terms of whether that guy, if he really did it, give them their jail time, right? Put the word out there, take his money out there and give it to different charities that he has to do, like hit him in the pocket really, really well, right? He's going to learn that way, and it's going to get out to the whole world. Everybody's going to see that. But to exchange money from him to putting it into their hand, I just don't see what that's fixing.
Oh, I do.
I don't see what it's fixing.
Listen, I guess if you look at it from the standpoint that, so what if you say, technically, nothing can ever fix that. Nothing can ever fix
nothing
it.
Can, nothing can ever fix that.
Nothing can
that
ever
is true,
fix
because
that.
It already
so
happened.
If that's the case, then that to me is even more justification for giving that person the money. There isn't like who walking the earth besides maybe Diddy would argue with the fact of Cassie getting a big check from based off of what she said and what we saw. I think at minimum, should he go to jail for that? Probably, right? But should she also get some sort of compensation for that? Absolutely. And that's how I look at it, bro.
I think whatever millions, I forget how many millions he gave her, but I think those millions, he should definitely get hit in the pocket. Don't get me wrong, right? Yeah. But that money should go into different centers for women of abuse. And all these young teenager girls that's been abused, get a center for them, take all his money, get counselors, do all of that stuff, and help her, whether she goes into counseling, and then all the other little women. I would think any woman would love to see something like that happen.
I disagree. I disagree. I disagree with that socialist way of everybody get it. No, it happened to her. Okay. Let her get that money. And if the courts think that the plaintiff should, the defendant should ante up, then that happens. But that should have nothing to do with the plaintiff. So that's just me, bro.
All right. Well, listen. We hope all goes well in this case. And
Irv, let us know, man. Let us know.
Yeah, Irv, let us know. I hope it ain't true, Irv, man. You seem like a cool dude, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, we should get him on and talk to him.
Let justice be served. Yeah.